According to the Los Angeles Times, over 63% of American families are now considered dysfunctional. My God, we're the majority. We're normal. It was the people with the mommy and the daddy and the white picket fence. Those people are the freaks. I love being from a screwed up family. We have everything in my family. Prescription drug abuse, mental illness. My parents' divorce settlement involved a bar tab. Once you've driven your drunk father to mom's parole hearing, what else is there? When faced with life's unexpected frustrations, the first step to moving forward is expressing those frustrations. The infamous Sigmund Freud originated the release-relief theory of comedy, which states that humor allows us to release pent-up feelings and returns us to emotional homeostasis. It provides us with a new lens to view our world, not just for the tragedies that have happened, but also for those that will. Humor's funny that way. Norman Rockwell is Bleeding by Christopher Titus. My mom's insane. Now, I don't mean my mom's insane. I mean, we the jury find the defendant. When I was little, my mother was in a mental care facility, diagnosed manic-depressive schizophrenic. It was comforting to know that when I was in kindergarten, gluing macaroni to paper plates, my mom was in therapy. Gluing macaroni to paper plates. I used to put her projects up in the refrigerator. But seriously, I love my mom and I owe her everything. Because without her, I don't exist. Without her, I wouldn't be doing this for a living. Without her, it would still be legal in 4 states to kill a man with the cappuccino machine. You know what? You better light the fuck up, because we're going a lot deeper than that tonight. Thanksgiving Day, 6 a.m. I hear the phone. Hello, so this is Ira Stevenson. And, well, I'm your mother's lawyer. And your mother's in prison. And, well, she's killed her husband. Oh, okay. That's a new one. Sadly, life is about balance. My mother was brilliant, but had more voices in her head than the Wu-Tang Clan. Loved her kids, killed her last husband. I say last husband because you don't get another one after that. They take you out of the husband wish book at that point. Whatever town my mom moved to, she would instantly attract the alpha loser of that town. Mom had married this hardcore redneck oil rig worker. This guy was not a good guy. He was half O.J. Simpson and half O.J. Simpson. Thanksgiving Day, Mom had one of her famous turkeys on the table at 4:15. Well, this guy thought it should be on the table at 4 o'clock. So he just picked it up and threw it across the room. My mom countered with a pot of boiling potatoes. This wasn't right. I looked it up in the domestic violence desk reference. At this point, the man got up and beat the crap out of my mom. So she went upstairs, got a gun, and shot him 3 times. You want to hear the funniest part of that story? You know, the one where my mom shoots and kills a man. He was the one who taught her how to shoot. Here's a tip for you guys. If you're gonna beat her, don't teach her how to fire a weapon. Got a call from Dad a while back. Got some news about your mom. And, well, it turns out Mom had moved to Missouri and was living in a trailer, because I guess when you move to Missouri, they just give you a trailer. She married an abusive guy, had one of her episodes. And, well, the sheriff took her and put her in this crazy hospital where she had to do this crazy therapy every day. And, well, she took responsibility for everything that happened. She realized that it was her, not us, that caused it. And, well, she got out. She got out and she killed herself. And? Because I hadn't seen her in like 14 years, you know? It just didn't really faze me. And I didn't deal with it. I said, I'm gonna take this pus-filled ball of pain, just put it over here. Wait 20 years. But a couple weeks later, I was on an airplane, and the stewardess served me this tray. It was a Thanksgiving turkey platter. When I smelled it, it kicked off every memory about my mom at one time. So I just got up, I ran to the restroom, and I'm in the restroom on the floor, in the fetal position, just crying. But I don't mean just crying, I mean there's snot coming out my nose, there's booger bubbles bursting everywhere. I cried for 53 minutes. I was wearing a watch. And I gotta say, I felt a lot better. It was like, okay, I needed to do that. So, just grab a Newsweek out of magazine stores and I sit in my seat. I'm not reading it, I just don't want to talk. I stop at an article titled, Mental Illness. Genetic? I have an excuse. I have an excuse. Everyone who saw me go into the bathroom crying hysterically is now watching me sitting in my seat, laughing hysterically. I think the whole plane went for the call button at the same time. Boom! The article said that if your family has a history of mental illness, there is a high probability that it could happen to you. So I traced my family history. Check this out. I was back in the 20s, killed 6 people. No one ever told me that shit at Christmas dinner. That was the stuff I wanted to hear about. Great-grandma, she was crazy. She screwed up grandma. And grandma screwed up mom. So how come? How come mom's crazy and I'm not? I tried therapy. Told my therapist all my stories. Interesting, Christopher. Now, tell me what you think. Okay, well, I'm paying you $150 an hour, so I kind of want to know what the fuck you think. Well, I think you're dysfunctional. You mean to tell me that I'm paying you to tell me that I am broken? At our last session, I kicked him in the groin as hard as I could. Now, you don't function correctly. No charge. So, how come? How come mom's crazy and I'm not? Well, it's possible if she could have gotten up in front of this many people and talked about all the crap in her life, they could have laughed with her about it and she could have moved on cool. Or she might have taken out the whole front row with a large caliber weapon. She was out there. But maybe, just maybe, if the Napa State Mental Care Facility had had an open mic night, things would have turned out differently for my mom, you know? But all that aside, I've been doing this since I was 18. I'm not dysfunctional. This, for me, this is the difference between paycheck and medication at bed check.